Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for being here. In this video I am painting what I call my atmospheric art or ethereal art. I've been feeling kind of mixed up with my art lately, and so I came back to creating these as these are ultimately my first love to create. So these are on two 22 by 28 inch canvases, and the tools that I predominantly use for these are a sponge or sponges, paintbrushes, palette knives, and on the earlier layers I also use the Liquitex Freestyle brush. So here I am just sort of dabbing on color bit by bit, and there's the use of a palette knife, and then I'll go in and blend with a sponge. Usually the sponges I get at the dollar store, and I cut them up into various different sizes before I use them. They work great for sort of blending, and I use mop brushes from time to time as well to blend, but I prefer the sponges. The color palette in this piece is Prussian blue, there's azo orange, Indian yellow, burnt sienna, some raw umber, and then black and white, which I do all the mixing on my palette. I will be doing a video, hope maybe the next one or over the next couple of videos anyway, of color mixing and how I create a mother color, and I add this mother color to most colors that I paint with to desaturate them so they're a bit desaturated, because I'm not a big fan of right out of the tube color. And I'll also show you my homemade Stay Wet color palette that I use, and it keeps paint usable for usually 3 to 5 days. I guess it'll probably depend on the humidity where you live. What else can I tell you about this? Oh yeah, I usually glaze, just use a clear glaze between layers. I actually use a gloss medium between layers, and it helps to add depth to my artwork, and particularly these in this style that I'm using. And also, even though it looks like I've used pure white from time to time here, I never use pure white. I usually have one of the colors from my palette that I mixed a small amount into it so that it's not quite so stark as the pure titanium white. I'm trying to think what else I can say. I just take my time with these, and normally, excuse me, normally I do time lapses. This one's in real time, and you can see that it's a slower process than what appears in a time lapse. You know, it takes time to create these, and I've edited out all the moments where I step back and take a look at the picture or at the painting. I can see by looking at it right now, and I don't know if I did anything about it, but I need a little bit more contrast there on the upper left. These pieces are created intuitively. I have no plan with them whatsoever. I usually begin them with the dark colors to try to establish a composition, but that does change as I go through it. And these are kind of like my inner vision. It's what I see in my mind's eye at any given moment that it brings peace to me. And the blues, it's like blues are my most favorite color. And it's kind of like that's who I am. I feel sometimes like I'm made up of blue energy or something. I know, sounds weird, but that's how it feels to me. And I feel very at home with these paintings. And there's just such a sense of peace in creating them. And these paintings, normally when I paint them, for the most part, it's that process where time just, there's no concept of time while I'm doing them. I'm totally lost in the process of it. And even though I'm thinking from time to time like what to do next, there's still a sense of like almost not being here to do them kind of thing. So, and that's why I love doing them so much, because for the most part, every single one, it takes me to this place. And they're relatively, I don't want to say easy, because they're not really always that easy to do, but they're, I guess because the process is a bit more gentle, I find that they're easier for me to do, and I can spend hours doing them, and I do. So I'm planning on doing some biggies, much bigger ones, once I've done these sort of small to medium-sized ones, and then I'll try my hand at some big canvases, because I bought a bunch when they were on sale for 25% off, hell of a deal, and so I'll be doing more of that probably the beginning of the year, or towards maybe over the Christmas holidays. I'll do that. So just as a little side note here, that sweater that I'm wearing, my mother knit that for me when I was in my, I think I was probably in my early 20s, and I'm still wearing it. My mother used to knit a ton of these sweaters. I have several of them that she made, and I love them. And I've even made a couple too. They're very easy to do. They're knitted on round needles, so you knit the whole way. For those of you who are knitters, there's no purling involved. It's just a matter of following the pattern. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask below. And I will see you on the next go-round. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and all the best to you. Okay? Bye-bye for now.